We often find ourselves procrastinating in various ways, whether it's sleeping in bed after the fifth alarm has went off, or playing a video game for hours knowing we have other responsibilities. Procrastination is something that we all have in common. And if you clicked on this video, I'm sure you're curious to know as to what procrastination really is and how you can shake the procrastination bug. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to dive right into procrastination. So what is procrastination? Well, according to Cambridge Dictionary, procrastination is the act of delaying an action, which means you're making an active decision to delay taking action on a task that you know you need to do. But it's not that simple. All procrastination is a delay, but all delay is not procrastination. With that being said, an airplane flight can be delayed and everyone can be pretty reasonable. But if someone says the pilot and the crew are procrastinating, then it'll have a different ring for people. And people might even get upset. But why is that? Well, Timothy Fickle describes procrastination as an irrational postponement. So not only is it a delay, but it's irrational. So it's the irrational postponement of an action. And that's pretty relevant because in order to understand procrastination, you have to understand that it's something irrational that your mind is doing. Although you know what is best for you and what you should be doing, instead you're taking a path that negatively affects you. So by that, I mean, you know that you should be doing your assignment because your assignment can get you a better grade in your class, which will in the long run lead to you graduating. Yet you choose to procrastinate on the assignment even though you know the negative effects, which could be you failing school, failing your class, or just getting a bad grade, which will affect your class GPA. And although you know the negative component of the action you're taking, you still choose to take this action. And that is something that is very irrational. And it's something that scholars aren't quite sure why people do it innately. But one thing is for sure is that it is a very negative component that we as humans beings tend to do. Whether it's nature or nurture, we all tend to procrastinate in some way or form, and procrastination is not technically the healthiest thing for us in terms of our goals and on things that we wish to accomplish. But procrastination is an internal way that our bodies cope with external stress. For an example, if you're going through a lot in life, such as you have family with health issues, or you have health issues yourself, or you're going through a breakup, the last thing you want to do is have to focus on doing a task for work or school, or just doing something to help someone else out that you don't really feel like doing, or that is not really in your best interest emotionally. Then our bodies can tend to cater to our emotions instead of working towards the task that we know we have to accomplish. So the two main reasons our body tend to block out these internal stressors because of external stressors is really because maybe a task is too complex or a task is too simple. That's really the only two things it boils down to. If a task is too complex, then our body tends to think that it's too stressful for us to do at the time. Or if it's too simple, then maybe it's too boring and it's not interesting enough to give us enough internal motivation and desire to do it. So that is pretty much the main two reasons that we procrastinate at doing a task. Procrastinating isn't something that we have to do. It's not something that we need to do to survive, nor is it anything that is necessary to our emotional well-being. Yet, people still do it, but we can stop it. So how do we stop procrastination? Well, there are 3 methods that have been proven to be highly effective in stopping procrastination. The first method is to just start a task. So although you may think that a task is too simple or too complex, sometimes just starting a task can be really beneficial. The human brain works in patterns, and by that, I mean that the human brain is able to take shapes and patterns and waves and just continuously build upon it. So it's kind of like when you start maybe saying a poem or a rhyme, you start to feel the rhythm and flow of it, and it becomes easier to say or to understand. It's the same thing as with songs. At the beginning of the song, you might not understand the beat as much, but as the song progresses, you'll start to understand, because once those signals are triggered within the mind is a very powerful muscle, and it's very incredible, and it's able to continue the cycle. It doesn't stop. And sometimes I understand that people do get like writer's block, but that's usually after they write for a long time. But when you start off, you usually have a pretty good amount of creativity just because it's fresh in your mind and you're new to writing. So if you find that even if after you start, you tend to start scrolling on Instagram for about 30 minutes to an hour, and now you've wasted up your time that you were supposed to spend studying or doing a homework assignment, then I would say the Pomodoro technique is very helpful for you in particular. So the Pomodoro technique is pretty much saying that you're gonna work for 30 minutes and then take 5-minute break. Or you can even switch it up and say you want to work for an hour or 45 minutes and take a 10 to 15-minute break. Whatever is comfortable to you and allows you to get the most work done in an effective amount of time without feeling like you're putting stress on yourself and overwhelming yourself. The third way to combat procrastination is to break down a complex task into simple tasks. So maybe you're in a rut and you just cannot start a task at all. Well, I would say to break down that task into simple tasks. That way, you only have smaller things to do. So let's say you have to write a thesis paper. Maybe say you're gonna write page 1 on Monday, page 2 on Tuesday, page 3 on Wednesday, and so on. That way, your brain does not complicate a simple task as to be a major stressor. Instead, you'll break it down into simple tasks, things that you think are easy to accomplish, yet not too easy because you don't want to be bored by it. You still want to challenge yourself, and this will allow you to even accomplish your goals faster. For me, I know that if I have an assignment due in school, instead of trying to accomplish the assignment on Friday all at one time, instead I'll try to accomplish the assignment throughout the week. So I'll be like, Monday I'm going to do one page, Tuesday I'll do the second, Wednesday the third, or so forth, so on. However I'm comfortable doing it, it depends on the assignment, of course. I like to break my assignments down, but not too much. I can't just say I'm gonna write just 1 page. I have to say I'm gonna write 2 pages or 3, because that way I keep myself a little challenged and the task doesn't seem too simple and boring, so I just be like, I don't wanna do it right now. Instead, I keep the motivations alive by breaking it down, but not too much. Humans are programmed to think short term, not long term. Before the technology age and the industrial age, we were pretty much just hunting and gathering and worried about the now. Now we're worried about 5, 10, 15 years into the future. Whereas before, we didn't have to worry about that. So our natural instinct is to worry about the now. So my favorite way to combat procrastination is to just say 3, 2, 1 and start doing whatever I need to do. I stop doing whatever I'm doing to procrastinate and I just start doing what I need to do. That way, my brain is thinking about the here and now and what's important now, because I just started it. So if you're having any trouble, I really hope this video helped you out, and I hope that you can just put it into action, 3, 2, 1, and go for it. If you have any tips or tricks that you'll like to share with everyone else, then please leave them below. If not, please like this video if it helped you, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.